All right, guys, what'd you think about that intro? We were jamming, weren't we? Let me get these AirPods cut down and cut that echo back out. That's kind of a weird feeling when you're talking and it's echoing back in your ears. But we've got a great show tonight. We got a lot of things to talk about, and I'm going to get a couple things out of the way real quick. We'll do some shout outs, and I'm glad all you guys are in here. Looks like we got a good many joining us tonight, and look forward to talking metal detectors with you guys. But I want to give a shout out to my man up in the corner here, Ryan at Metal Detecting Shop. And I want to announce that he is doing 2-day shipping on all orders $450 and above. So he says they're running a special on the EQUINOX, and I think it's $750, and you get a free coil and pin pointer with that. So that's the package that they got a deal on at this time. But 2-day shipping, and he also does the 60-day returns, which is unheard of in the metal detecting industry. So we're going to get in here. I'm going to do some shout outs real quick, and we're going to dive into Nokta, MindLab, XP, just a little bit of everything. And you know, there's a couple things going on with the triple score, and we'll get into that in just a few minutes. So you guys bear with me and let me give some shout outs. What's up, Edward? Ohio, REM, Brian, what's going on? Sniff it out. Westco, man, appreciate you being here. Papa, David, Zealand, let's see, WV Rick, Joel, Head Hacker, Brian. These are not my normal glasses, so I'm having a little hard time seeing tonight. So if I skip anybody, it's by mistake and not on purpose. Ryan, what's going on? What's up, Bob? And Ryan is Metal Detecting Shop right there. I haven't got my mirror on, so I got my cameras in different places tonight, so it's kind of got me a little... hey, I appreciate that. That's a great tune, right? And you know, it's interesting to be able to put that kind of music in your videos now. It costs to do that, but it's very interesting in being able to do that. What's going on, Steve? Metal Detecting Oklahoma. Let's see here. What's going on, Lance? I seen you was in the live the other day about the Garrett VORTEX, but I didn't see your question get answered about the iron bias over there. So we'll see what comes of that when the VORTEX comes out and what all they're going to add. What's going on, Susan's? Head Hacker, I think I've already shouted. Metal Detecting CZ Kid. I don't want to keep, let's see, what's going on, Trevor? Yeah, very underrated, man. That's what's up, buddy? We're going to talk, what's up, Jay? We're going to talk about the triple score, and I think Buddy's been doing some testing with on the triple score. Not to bring up anything, but I seen you got a timeout last week. Get that treasure. Hey, we all passionate about this stuff, but yeah, interesting. What's up, Digger X? What's up, Wild Hair? Edward, let's see here. Man, I got muted in that chat. Yeah, I seen that. I did see that. What's up, Jason? And what's up, George? Gold Ring Hunter. Well, there's a couple of things going on, and the triple score is the top thing that we need to talk about here. So this was not discovered by me. Actually, Bass Trackerman, or Treasure Finder 66, as you'll see on here, is a pretty good friend of mine, and he lives down in close to the Gulf Coast of the United States, so the Gulf of Mexico, and he does a lot of beach hunting. What's going on, Andy? Treasure Train. Santo, but he lives down on the Gulf Coast and he does a lot of beach hunting. Very experienced beach hunter. I agree, Lance. But long story short, Bill Bass Trackerman, or Treasure Finder 66, called me and said, "Hey, Calabash, I got something going on, and I was on the beach, and you know, I had a lot of iron tones with the triple score, and I started digging them." He thought it was a tent stake, so he was going to get the tent stake, so basically a little kid or something wouldn't step on it, and he dug it, and it was a quarter. And he dug some pennies, and they gave iron tones. And I'm like, uh-oh, well, did Treasure Finder 66 have a defective machine? Well, I remember that Buddy that's on here tonight mentioned, or made comment that he was seeing some of the similar things, I believe, last week. So I took the triple score to the beach. Hold on just a minute, guys. You guys give me 20 seconds right here. I've got a little bit of problem and we're going to get that solved. So we're going to bring some light in on the situation. I was a little bit dark right there, so there we go. Maybe that helps some. But he said that he was seeing some issues with the triple score and it giving iron tone. So I took it to the beach and tested it on some targets, and I'm going to show you guys what the problem is, and then we're going to talk about Nokta, but I'm going to show you what the problem. Yeah, I'm loving the 222, but it has a problem at the beach, and it's going to be fixed, and we'll talk about that. But let me show you what it's doing real quick at the beach, guys. We got the local guys out doing some fishing, guys, so we're going to go around them. Not where I want to be. And of course, it started over. You guys give me just a minute to find it.
I feel like that's right on.
Let me make sure. Let me cut my.
The camera.
Okay, you guys give me just a second. Let me cut my headphones back up to make sure that we got proper audio. You guys bear with me. I'm a one-man show, and let's see here.
Let me get back down here. So we've got it in beach mode. You see what we got? We got the iron volume basically on. We've got the ground balance in. Let me see here where I'm at. Let me hit the tracking mode. We're in tracking ground balance. It's coming in at a 9, and that is consistent. We're going to run the Kirby speed at 2. I feel like that's right on with what the Elite is running. We've got the filter at 1, which we had that filter down low too. So I'm trying to make it as apples to apples. Both machines are in pitch tones, and we're going to just walk around with the triple for a minute. Let me make sure that I've got the Bluetooth off. It sees the nickel, but you clearly see that it's calling the nickel iron. Let's go over here to the penny. Wanting to call the penny iron. Cleaning up right there a little bit. All right, let's go over here to the quarter. Clearly calling the quarter iron.
Okay, there was a question, and I started in the middle of the video there. Let me cut these back down because I'm going to fall out of my chair with that echo. But what's in the dirt? The first hole was a 10-inch nickel. Called it clearly iron. On the second target, it was about a 6 to 8-inch zinc and penny. And then on the third target, it was an 8 to 9, I'm going to say 7 to 9-inch clad quarter. So we're having some problems with the triple score giving iron tones on coins. Now, I buried some of the targets shallower and it hit them, but Treasure Finder 66 reported that he also dug shallower coins that were giving iron tones. He reported that he dug an aluminum cross and it gave an iron tone. So there is a problem, and Nokta is very aware of this problem. We've had a lot of conversation back and forth about it today. Does it seem to do it? Yeah, I've recovered a few shots. Yeah, it does it on them. It was like I messed with it from 3 to 5, and then when I started getting down into that 6, 7, 8-inch range, I started catching it. And it started converting them over now. Treasure Finder 66 said that the corroded pennies were straight, you know, basically iron tone. Yeah, they're going, let's talk about this for a minute. I had did a video, and I will redo this video. I'm going to show the Elite in another video, which the Elite was hitting all the coins. So, but to put the triple score head-to-head with the Elite, I'm going to let Nokta get the update. So I sent the information over to Nokta last night or early this morning. I was contacted by Nokta and they said, we're on it. We'll have you a beta version beach program. Basically, we believe we know what the problem is and we will have this corrected ASAP, like real quickly. And we'll get you the beta version over to test it. So I should be back at the beach Monday and Tuesday to test this metal detector. let's see right here. It would be showing changes. Yes, it probably would, Jason. It's one of those things where you know, I feel like whoever tested that machine at the beach should be fired. I do not believe that machine should have ever made it out the door in that condition with the beach program. And I told them, I said, well, I'm kind of upset with this because I did my test. It looks good on Relics. You guys seen it. You've seen it in my soil. You've seen it compared to the Elite. The thing looks good. For what it cost, it looks very good. And then to have to take it to the beach and then find something that so easily could have been corrected pre-shipment if somebody had just tested it, it was kind of upsetting to me. Now, to Nokta's credit, you know, they're on top of it, but, you know, I'm still disappointed about it. And they have been nothing but on top of it today. They're actually working late resolving or trying to resolve the issue. They actually had a crew go to the beach and replicate what I showed. And thanks to Treasure Finder 66, man, I appreciate it, Bill. That was a great catch. And that shows how our community is working. So a person in our community, and he's on this lives a lot too, and caught something, we brought it out, we sent it into the manufacturer, and we will have this corrected, I would say, very, very quickly. So, but, you know, what's going on, Gig? What's up, TN Sharpshooter? Me and old Sharpshooter had a long talk today about detectors, and he had some good stuff, and I'm going to check it out too. But yeah, we stayed on the phone quite a while today, and was talking about different things, and we were talking about the triple score, and, you know, and Nokta wanting to work with me to get it corrected. There is one more issue with it, and they're going to fix that next, and that is the Relic mode. There's something off with it too. The land programs are beating it right now, but that'll be next on the agenda. So they want to get the beach mode fixed first, and then we'll move over to the Relic mode. So you guys know how it goes with these updatable detectors, you know, and things can, I guess it's code or you know, or whatever, and it can be off just a little bit. And I am by no means taking up for them. I'm kind of, you know, like I said, a little upset about it because I've been very fond of this machine and very, you know, much show it. Hey, look at this machine for $479. Here's the MineLab Elite. It's higher. It's $599. They're very close on unmasking. They're very close on my mild soil on these coins out here I got in my test garden and stuff. And I'm very impressed with the full carbon fiber shaft. You know, you get the extra coil and all those pluses. And then you get that little bit of negative, which they will fix. But it was still a knock to me when I got out there and found that it was doing that. So it will be fixed. So if you go to the beach, until they fix it, be aware that it is there. Yeah, the double score, that was one of the things, Gig. The double score is that it didn't have that problem. No, Lance, it didn't have that problem. Now, it would iron tone getting down there on a 10-inch nickel, you know, close, but the triple score was doing it on shallower coins. I mean, that quarter was probably 8 inches, 9 inches max. The penny was 6 inches, and I checked it with another detector, and the other detector was sounding off on them very good. And we will do that head-to-head video when Nokta gets their machine updated, and you know, we'll do that head-to-head video then, because we know that the machine's not working properly. They were quick out of the gate and say, hey, we want to fix this, you know. And I give them credit for that. I do. You know, we know that they're listening to us. I don't know, Lance. I don't think the double score has that problem. The point of the community, we want the best so we can find all. Yes, that's right. That's right. You know. And let me go down through here a minute. There are other companies should get on the ball. Yeah, you know, what happened when I pointed out the features on the VORTEX? The next thing I know, I had a hit video. Nokta didn't make a hit video about this. They contacted me and said, uh-oh, we got a problem. We see the problem. It's legit. We understand. We want to get it fixed. beta version in a few days. I made this suggestion, and I know Nokta's watching, and I made this suggestion. They have the Legend, but the Triple Score has some less features. But I said, just put the doggone Legend Beach program on the Triple Score. Multi-dry, multi-wet. And if they're watching, I'm voicing that opinion publicly because I believe that that would be the best move. Because when you look at the Elite is performing pretty doggone good. And, you know, that's just my answer to that. If you want it to perform like the Elite, then you might need to put the Legend Beach programs on the Triple Score. But that's just my opinion. Maybe they can do that without adding the multi-wet. I don't know. I don't know how all that stuff works, but they said that they will be improving. And Relic also said that they had tried to make the machine more stable for less experienced users, and that's why this basically happened. But I'm going to say this publicly: for beach hunters, what do we all want more of as beach hunters? Depth! So that's just something to keep in mind. Let me see what we got here. Yes, they should get on the ball. And let's see here. Still hold the 22. Yeah. The XPI. Have you any thoughts on what the XP icon could be? I'm having a brain lapse there, Alan. I don't know. Am I losing it? Come back to me with that. Can you describe what's going on with the Relic mode and the triple? Depth. It's not deep like it should be. It's not hitting the. So when I take and compare it to Park, multi-1, multi-2, multi-3, on a silver $half, the Relic mode is being beat out by a long ways by the Park mode on depth. I compared it on a bigger target, and the Park mode beats the Relic mode on the target. And you guys know that those Relic modes, or those all metal type modes, should be extremely deep. So they probably got something off in the algorithm. Probably won't be too hard to fix, but I'm not an engineer. I don't know. I just know that walking through the machine today, I found that, and they're going to work on that next. So they should get the beach program remedied really quickly, and get that Relic program tuned up too. Which, you know, some people like all metal programs. I'm not really a big fan of it, but I always have tested the all metal programs on machines, and they're always been as deep or deeper than the standard programs. But that's not the case with the Triple Score at this time. So they are aware of it. I sent it to them. I've not heard back from Relic on it yet, but I talked to Mark, the United States Vice President of marketing, or the sales thing that they do, and told him about it. So they will be working on it. And you guys give me about 5 seconds, and I think I may have got hacked. My wife just asked me, did I order something from the grocery store? And I've got to tell her no. So cancel the credit card, dear. But yeah, so that's what's going on with the Triple Score. They're on the ball about this, and I just found the Relic thing, the Relic mode today. So I'm going to comb through the machine and see what if there's anything else that they need to tweak. And as you guys can see, they're moving very fast. The triple. Hold on a minute. Let me go back here to what there was a question. The Manticore to have a salt sense set. Like yes. I would like that too, Jason. I tested and I'll put all this together. We're going to give Nokta. It'll probably take me. If it takes them a week, I'll get the videos put back together. But I tested the Manticore with that 9-inch coil on the beach on some depth things too, and on some deep targets, man. And that 9-inch coil will smack a 10-inch nickel like it's laying on the top of the ground. That's a dangerous setup right there. Hey, I appreciate it, French Creek. Let me go right here. So that was the answer to the Relic mode REM. Let me go down here and. Look right here. This didn't manifest during our earlier depth test compared in Deus 2 at the beach, did it? 10-inch nickel, as I recall. Early depth test of the. No, this is the first time I've tested the triple. On the double, a 10-inch nickel was about the cutoff. On the double score, the 10-inch nickel was about the was the cutoff on it. But no, that's the first time I've taken the Elite and the triple to the beach. So no, it didn't manifest. That's the first time. And I didn't have the Deus 2 if Relic Pro may have the same issue as Beast Mode had. Well, I brought that up. You guys know that I was out of the game when the Legend was updated to Beast Mode. And I know, behind the scenes, you guys know that I've talked to people around the world, and a lot of people are not really satisfied with the Beast Mode on the Legend, which I'm not worried about that per se so much, because I'm hoping that, I like the triple score better than the Legend for ease of use in the menu layout, and I hope that they put the Legend beach program on the triple, and then when in next year maybe they take the Legend and then bring in their higher end detector. I'm hoping that's how it goes, but I don't know their business as far as that goes. I just know that there's been hints of the a higher end detector coming. Let me see here. That's a good question about that, and I also asked the question, was that I didn't know if that affected the beach program. I don't know what's going on with the beach program, except they told me that they were trying to make it more stable. And listen to the announcement. Thank you. Hey, I appreciate it, 5280. And I really do, man. Look, here I am talking about their new detector. They didn't put out a hit video on me. They've responded. And, like I talked about the VORTEX, I got the hit video about it talking about lack of features. And I never said anything about the performance of it. But this should be with all brands. We should be able to talk openly and honestly about all brands. And I want to address this in case the fellow's watching. So I said on a video the other day that when I compared the Manticore head-to-head 9-inch coil with the Deus 2 9-inch coil, in my opinion, the Manticore is the leader in EMI mitigation. You guys know my yard. The Manticore handles my yard EMI, and I know that all EMI can come in different flavors of EMI can be around. But overall, I feel like the Manticore has that advantage over the Deus 2. And one person, oh, my Deus 2. Look, we're going to tell it like it is. You guys know that I love the Deus 2. But I also am really growing, really fond of the MindLab Manticore with a 9-inch coil, especially with the 7, 8, and 9 discussion. And I had this discussion with Sharpshooter, and we're going to dive off the triple. Nokta is fixing it. They're going to look at the Relic mode. They're working on the beach mode as we speak. And we're going to dive into the Deus 2 and the Manticore just for a second. The 7, 8, and 9, and I was talking to Sharpshooter about this today with the Deus 2. You guys know I love that detector, and nobody is excluded. If there's a negative, there's a negative, and there's positives, and we talk about them all. But talking about the negatives and the quirks can get them fixed. So we're going to talk about this one just for a minute. So that 7, 8, and 9, and I asked Sharpshooter, I said, here's the deal. We're talking about probably a 90% digging rate, or not. It was stated that it was higher than that the 7, 8s, and 9s are iron. It's up in above 90%. I've dug underwater this year like 500 targets, with those crazy low VDIs, or maybe 4. I didn't keep it, a whole bunch, okay? I mean a bunch. And I've got this many 2, 3 non-ferrous targets, and I've got a 5-gallon bucket of nails. And then it brings you to the question with the 7, 8, and 9 when we do the test. Yes, it tonally hits those targets. But how many, and I have dug non-ferrous targets that were 7, 8, 9, but let's do the ratio of that. And I asked Sharpshooter this question. I said, well, wait a minute. We take the Deus 2, and we got 2 nails and a coin, and we slide them in, and it starts going 7, 8, and 9. Okay, but the Manticore comes over and IDs the coin. Yes, it's true, we could slide the nails a little bit closer, and the Deus 2 will tone on them. And you guys help me do the math here. The Deus 2 will tone on them, but the Manticore will not hit it anymore. You know, maybe this much, about that much. But which one is a better unmasker? The one that 90% of the time the 7, 8s, and 9s are iron, and this was, you know, this was shared that XP designed this way, and it's a 90% thing that XP says that the 7, 8, or 9 is going to be 90-something% iron, if you dig it. So there you are, knowing that you've seen Calabash Diggers, Iffy's test, T and Sharpshooter's test, and you have seen the Deus 2 come in at 7, 8, and 9, but you also know that there's a 90-something% chance, over 90-something%, that's from the manufacturer because they designed it that way, that it's iron. And then you have the Manticore that, okay, you slide the nail that closer and it won't hit it, but when it's slid out here where the Deus is going 7, 8, 9, the Manticore is normally on average giving you a better ID. So which one is the better unmasker? You guys ponder that for a minute. I've always stated that the Deus 2 was because of it toning on the nails closer. But when I found out that this was designed to be this way, and that the 7, 8, and 9s by design, by XP, are up into 90%, they're saying in 90%, over 90%, that it's iron, then that throws me back to going, holy crap. Well, you know what I mean? So if I dig 100 nails at 9, 7, 8, or 9, I might get one non-ferrous target. So it's something to think about. It's very thought-provoking because it's just really time management a lot of times too, you know, when digging. But you guys, tell me what you think about in the comments. So which one is the better unmasker? What if the Manticore is 40%, you know, that's not a nail fault? Because I was told that those coins being beside those nails, it gave the same signature as a tough nail or a falsing nail. And I'm not an engineer, so I don't understand all that, but I know that digging, you know, 500 nails and getting 5 non-ferrous targets, that's not too good. So what do you guys think about that? And you guys know I love the Deus 2, but we're talking reality. You guys know we talk reality and facts on this channel. Uh-oh, got a call coming in. They're going to have to call back. Patient, they just registered. So. Could be. Was, okay. Oh, wait a minute. I don't know here. The Elite does very well on the beats, especially on fine gold. Hopefully they will fix the fine gold on the triple score too. Okay, cool deal. Cool deal. Let me see here if I got any I feel the same way about the triple. Good deal, man. The higher end according to Delic. Cool deal. Let me get down through the comments. You guys bear with me a minute. I know I'm rambling a little bit tonight. I was not prepared to do a live tonight, but I knew that, you know, I showed that video of the triple and what it was doing on the iron, and I wanted to get in here and get that out there that, you know, we're gonna show it again. We're gonna give Nokta time to fix it. I'm gonna help Nokta get it fixed and get it dialed in, and we're gonna go at it again with the Elite. It was a double, not the triple. That yeah, it was. The Legend Manticore and XP, the Manticore is clear winner on my beaches. I can agree with that. I can see why you say that. Anybody? I think it's been low on that gig. I hadn't heard a whole lot. I think I heard of one or so leaking. Hey, I appreciate it, Lewis. And that was just through hearsay, not personal. XP 5-year warranty for the win. Yep. No leaks on the. It's not feasible to dig all iron tones. Well, that's. Well, then you guys answered the question for me. If XP is saying that they designed the 7, 8, and 9 to fall in the 90th percentile range of being iron, then you guys give me just 1 second. I need to mute this. My wife just walked in. Give me about 20 seconds. Think somebody hacked our credit card, folks, so that's not good. Oh, man, I'm moving the wrong thing. Sorry about that. Let me go back over here. XP still has a good audio, unless you dig strict, you need to consider audio. Yeah, but even the audio being good, they're saying that 90% of the time when it gives you that tone and that VDI that it's iron. You follow me, Andy, what I'm saying here? It threw me for a loop because I've always preached that the Deus 2 was the best unmasker in the world because it could still tonally give me a ID or give me a tone on the most extreme masking situation. But the problem is XP themselves says, hey, we designed that 7, 8, and 9 when it tones like that it's normally a tough nail. Now, over 90% of the time. So you see what I'm saying? It just has been rambling in my brain, and I've been really thinking about this. Like, well, wait a minute. If I'm digging 100 nails to one, and that's kind of what they said, it's up real high in the 90% that it's going to be iron, then is it really the best unmasker in the world? And I'm going to let you guys answer that question. You guys know I love that machine, but that 7, 8, and 9 is very problematic if you really go down that rabbit hole of trying to figure out what they're saying there. So, you know, that's just something to consider. We see the other detectors given a higher, and I'm not saying the other detectors don't false. I'm not saying that at all. But I'm saying that thing that I have looked at when I've tested that machine over the years, that 7, 8, and 9, it comes out that it's falling in such a high percentage rate. You know, I don't know. I need to think about that more. And you guys think on what I just said about that too. And we'll talk about that more in depth. So, okay, well, here's Edward. So if you're 90% of the time you're digging trash or something you're not interested in, if you have a detector that would give you a positive, I'd prefer that all day. Well, that's kind of where I'm at, Edward. I was talking with Sharpshooter about this because me and him is talked and we thought, you know, and said that in the past that the XP Deus 2 had an advantage over the Manticore in iron unmasking because in the most extreme situations, it would give a positive non-ferrous tone. But they're saying that they designed it this way for all the high nail spikes and falsing nails to come down into the 7, 8, and 9. So, yeah, you'll still get that tone, but 90% of the time it's going to be a nail. And I didn't make that up. That comes from France, that they designed it that way. So, so just think about that. Let's see right here. It's a gold magnet. Now, yeah, the Manticore is a the Deus 2 is. They're both great units, and they're both hot on gold, really hot on gold, on the beach, real hot. User, I don't think it's going to be bad from a Technetics G2. You know, figure out what kind of hunting you're doing, and you got to learn a little bit about what's going on with the programs. Let's talk to Andrew here just a minute. So if you're a coin hunter, you may want to use part 1 because those frequencies, just a real quick thing, there's different frequencies in those programs, and one of them runs a higher frequency, and just put this in your mind, the higher frequency programs are good on gold, low conductors. The lower weighted frequencies, like part 1 is a lower weighted frequency and it's more for silver. Part 2 is more for gold. Field 1, more for silver. Field 2, and there's advantages to both of them, but look at what type of hunting you're doing. If you're hunting artifacts and relics mainly, I always used part 2, and some people like field 2. But those parameters of part 1, part 2, field 1, and field 2 will change the performance of that machine. So figure out what your desired target is, and I would start there. You know, you need to pick which program you want to use. If you're hunting coins, part 1, you know, et cetera, because it's weighted towards silver coins more. Part 2 if you're hunting relics, or field 1 or field 2. So that's a starting point, and then you'll need to learn about your recovery speed, and I suggest just starting on the middle of the road recovery speed with the Elite. And I can't remember how far it goes on the Elite. Just go to the middle setting on that and start there. Pick your tones. If you like a simpler tone setting, just pick that. I do like the 60 tones, but if you're used to 5 tones or something, start there and take off with it. And one thing about that, if you pick a set of tones, you know, try to stick with them for a while. And let's just right off the bat, you know that you don't like them. But don't be switching back and forth, because every time you change that tonal parameter on that machine, it will change the way it behaves, and it will just make your learning curve a whole heck of a lot longer if you're always switching different tone options. Can you give your opinion on the Manticore versus 9-inch core? I think you just got the Manticore and got to free it. I'm going to be very honest with you, Jay. I do not like the M8 coil on the Manticore. And most of the guys that I talk to behind the scenes do not either. They prefer the M9 coil. I feel like the M9 coil is the perfect balance for that machine with depth, unmasking, and it just reminds me of that Deus 2 unit with that 9-inch coil. I'm not a fan of the M8 coils. And I'm not a fan of the M8 coil I'm just not a fan of that elliptical shaped coil, period, on any detector. But that 9-inch coil with that Manticore jives. I mean, it really, really does. And that will probably, I'll just go ahead and tell you guys, that will probably be my primary land machine. So, that's probably what'll happen, but we'll see what happens with it. And, that 789's got me a little stirred up. He wanted the credit. Yeah, that's probably what it was. Charged a cruise on my card. Ouch, ouch. What's going on, Iffy? Bird Dog program does a good job alerting you on the Manticore. Yeah, he was talking to me about that today. I'm going to do a little testing with it, and we're going to see what I come away with, because I got a side up here that's pretty tough. Sound exactly. Yes. They, and none of them are immune to falsing. So I don't think that I'm sitting here trying to tell you the Manticore won't fall. It'll false. The Deus 2 will false. The Legend will false. The Triple Score will false. The Elite will false. The EQUINOX will false. They will all false in certain situations, and some nails you just can't get by. I got 2 square nails out on my deck there, and I can't get them out of any of the machines. Raising the silencer on the Deus 2, the Manticore, they all false on that nail. I'll show you guys that one day. And I was just messing around. Hey, I appreciate it, Jay. They just false on that. Let me see what I got. When I saw an interview, he also said go by audio and not by the 789. Well, okay. I get that, and I always have, Andy. I've been an audio digger, but I don't know. We need to talk about that more, and I'm going to talk to Sharpshooter about that a little more too behind the scenes, and we'll come back. We'll come back to that 789. Let's see what we got here. The 700, 900 houses, nuts on EQUINOX, beefed up. Better VDI. Yeah, it is. What's going on, Stink? Hey, I appreciate it, Rowdy. I try to be straight, man, and look at what we're doing here. We got companies responding to us in this whole group, this whole community. I feel like is the best metal detecting group, on YouTube. I mean, it's not. We're not going to be a cheerleading squad here with everything's a game changer and everything's a home run. It's just not going to be that way. We're gonna call balls, and we're gonna call strikes, and we're gonna let it fall where, if nobody don't want to send me another detector from a company to test, I don't care. I'll buy one. I mean, I'm just being point blunt about it. I don't need to get my cheerleading outfit on for a manufacturer to get a free detector. I've got more. I got more pride than that. The more scruples, Just talking about the Manticore and the 9-inch coil. I have the 8-inch coil. Do you think the 9? I think, this is my opinion, and I know this is going to cost a lot of people money, but I think that the 9-inch coil for the Manticore is a must. And my lab ain't never sending me no detector for free ever again. So that's not happening. That's my personal opinion. I give them kudos that they fixed that unit. They got rid of that iron problem that I seen in the first, before the update of that 9-inch coil is a must in my opinion. So if you can probably comment to that, and TN Sharpshooter's probably in here. He can probably comment on his opinion about the 9. Because probably the sensitive full tones, I didn't get the 7. Could you confirm? Yeah, that is better. Sensitive full tones is better. But here's, in my opinion, the trade-off for that is those lesser filters, you may wind up digging a little more iron. But here's the point, Andy. Why can I take a Manticore, put it in general, all-terrain low conductors, fast, trash, and still get the IDs? Why do I have to be stuck choosing one program on my metal detector, which I don't like the filters in, because I don't want to dig any more iron? I already dig enough. And I'm not saying that, that's not what I'm saying. I tested the beta version with those filters, and we seen the 1.0 update. And you know, there's a lot of people that like the sensitive full tones. Alabama Digger said he likes it, but it took him a while to get it. I just like my fast program because I'm used to it. I'm used to the way the iron reacts, and I don't want to change to another program. I want my fast program to act like the sensitive full tones program. On a $1,400 metal detector, I don't think that's too big of an ask, but that is just my opinion. And you know, there may be workarounds with it, but I'm not having to do the workarounds with the Manticore. And that's where I'm going with this. Somebody said, well, go from fast to deep high. Well, I don't have to change the program on the Manticore. And I love XP, and I have found great stuff with it, but that's just kind of where I'm at with it. I wish they would do something about it, is what I'm trying to say. I'm not going to stay on that all night. We all know it does it. We've been knowing it's done that for years, but now we've got the Manticore with a 9-inch coil that don't do that, and that's kind of made it an issue again. On the M2 part mode, trick to put up target and get iron tone even white. Okay, let me see it. Part mode, trick to put up and down on target, get even. Okay, let's see here and see what the update with the. Yeah, that'd be interesting to see what the update is with that with the coil. I got a lot of comments in here. What's going on, heavy metal detectors? What's up, Jay? And let's see. I just do, Edward. I do, and the testing that I've done, I've just always preferred the way the round coil behaves. I like that 9-inch coil. I just like just the way it feels, and that's just a personal preference. There's been a lot of people that's been very successful with elliptical coils. Let's see here. The M9 made the Manticore brand new compared to, yeah. But the M9, I agree. I really got a new respect for that machine. Detector, the shovel is king. Yeah, that's true. At depth, being shown in legend. Me and one of my digging buddies both swing legend, and we were seeing deep targets at 2 inches normal. So what are you asking me here? Hey, has anyone had depths being shallow? The new legend update. Me and one of my, ask Iffy about that. He's messed with that legend with that new update and that beast. I have not. You know, I have not messed with that beast mode there. So he might have experienced. We'll let him answer that if he's still in here. That the 8 makes the detector feel. Yes, I like that. I like that 9. Absolutely worth the money. Let's see here. Must for the Manticore. Quest HyperQ metal detector. Had to get my family. Ship it over. I got you. Let's see here. Let me go down. Let me get down here to the end. So if you're talking on trips where this is an issue, I will try to document. Okay. If you're talking on, okay, so Delta Fresh Relics is answering. I don't know. He was telling me that he's seen something too. He's going to send me video of it. So we'll see what it was. Something about a ground balance or something. So I don't know what it was exactly yet. My VDI rings up more accurately with M9 over M8, and I've struggled with separate. Yes, that's one of the things I believe the M9 will separate better than the M8. Let's see here. What else have I got to talk about here tonight? So I was kind of not prepared to do a live because I was like, what are we going to talk about besides the triple score being the big news? The MindLab Elite. It's doing good too, you know, and I want to say something while we're here. Now, I know there's people that don't want to or are not at a place where they can, and they don't want to spend $1,500 on a metal detector. But I showed it the other day, and you know, there are advantages to the 12, 14, the Deus 2 and the Manticore over some of these other detectors, and it really shows itself on the deep stuff. You know, the separation stuff looks like it's getting closer, but you know, I need to talk about this a few minutes too. Those nail tests are not the end-alls, because what can also happen is you can have a nail test. Let's get technical just for a second. You got a nail test configured here. You got the metal detecting coil here. Well, that, you know, and all the detectors will hit it. But here's the thing. You may be out hunting in the field and the masking scenario is 6 inches below the surface. So there's also in the testing mode on these detectors which ones you can raise up higher. Deus 2, Manticore are very good at this. So it's not always just the nail test with the coils being real close. There's other variances to that. There's coil height, and we talked about this the other day. We talked about experiences in iron hunting. There's difference in these units. So even if a detector that's really good on unmasking tests, they still can beat you up in the iron. But there are differences in XP and MineLab. For me, on the deep stuff that I have planted and have had planted in my garden for years, they are the king. And I'll be honest with you, when my test garden grows over, I don't pick up my Deus 2 to go find the deep stuff. It'll hit every single bit of it, but there's about something very uncanny about that, me using the EQUINOX for years, about that MineLab and them deep coins out there in my test garden. I can go mark them and I can swing that Deus 2 and it'll hit every one of them. I'm not saying that it's not as deep, but there's just something about that audio report from the MineLab, and we seen this on the beach when I tested them. They were both neck and neck on gold on the beach, but the MineLab had just a little bit more solid report on the deeper stuff. Now, I really like that about the Manticore. It's very solid, and the XP is too. So it's just a personal preference thing, but that's the truth. When I go and my test garden gets growed over, like when I took a few months break there, I use the Manticore to find that deep coins and mark them, and then the Deus 2 hit all of them, but it's just something real sweet about that machine and deep coins. Let's see here. Let me see what we got here. All right, you have a good one, Edward. Delta Fresh, good deal. I didn't know exactly what you guys were talking about there. And okay, M2 in field and part has issues with stability in certain conditions. Need some uninterrupted. Yeah, that'd be cool. Is it moist ground? Just report it back, man, and we'll get it. If that's the case, we'll get it back. Maybe that's just it could be just the EMI. It could be that too, with the machine. In both machines, nails 32 VDI on 90-degree iron a lot. It's not normal behavior. 32. That may be the false range. The Deus 2 false range. Delta Fresh Relic says sometimes you'll see the 86s up where Iffy lives with the cellar holes. The Deus 2 will really 86 a lot. It will 86 on some of those big, like rose head, 1600, 1700 square nails. And like I said, they're all going to false. I mean, it's just the reality of where we're at in the technology. Let's see here. I missed the HF coil for the coil for the Deus 2. If anything like the old one might be, could be, Levevity. It could be. And there was one thing about that white coil on that Deus 1. That high kilohertz, there was a place over here close to the state line, and it ran there was so much EMI. That white elliptical coil was the only coil I could get run stable in there. And guess what? I found a Confederate button over there doing that. It was just horrible. But that 74 kilohertz would actually run in there. It was pretty wild. Took forever to save up WS6 Master. I'm trying to sell my Legend and my AT Max to buy the control box. Yeah, didn't they have some kind of deal going on that or something? About the I don't know how that works. Now, I think it was from the Deus 1. What is your opinion on nail coils? Snake, tornado, Squatch. When I used the AT Pro, I used a lot of nail coils. I had a Tornado. I had a I used some big coils and never had a problem. They were just heavy. I don't know about for these other machines. I've just been using basically the manufacturer's coils on them, so I can't really comment on bad square nail beds. So yeah, right there, 86 is the number. So I don't know, Corey, what on these bad nails. I need to get this detectors up to the old house and see if we can document on some of these bad nails, colonial nails, and where they're coming in at. But let's see right here. How long have I been on here? 52 minutes. We'll let it run a couple of more minutes. But yeah, so to rehash everything, Nokta is on top of the Beach program. I've told them about the Relic mode on it. They're looking at that. We'll redo the video with that. We're going to be doing some hunting Be doing some more beach testing, and you know, as it cools down a little bit, I'll go down to the beach a little more. And when I get a little bit cooler, I'm gonna start doing some land relic hunting this year, because I probably will not dive this winter. I'll probably just land relic hunt, so I'll have some good videos of land hunting, and you know, we'll do comparison signals, and we'll show live digs. You know how I like to do it. I like to do the live digs. I don't like these videos, especially. Hey man, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. NH Beach Metal Detecting. I appreciate it a lot. I like to do live digs. I don't like, it's kind of like this thing going on with the VORTEX with the lady, Digger Dawn. She seems like a nice lady, okay? But that whole deal about a hole cut open, can't see, I don't know. I'm disappointed with that. You know, can't see the screen on a metal detector, can't hear the tones. You just, well, I dug a bloody coin. There's my VORTEX. I mean, when is that going to end? Well, we'll see. We'll see. Training is not long enough. Let's see here. They call it an awesome setup, but very heavy. Yeah. Yeah. That's more than he gives you. So I'm probably going to wrap it up, guys, and go see what's going on with the credit card. I think I seen a guy ride by on a Harley Davidson motorcycle just a couple of minutes ago that purchased that with our credit card. So I don't know, man. That could be bad business, but everything, you know, is looking on the up and up for us detectors. We're getting better detectors, better prices, and notice what we're getting here. We're getting a manufacturer response time in record time. Think about that one for a moment. First day shown, update coming. That's pretty doggone good, right? It's getting better for us. So you guys can remember the old days, like with the F75. If you wanted your machine updated, you had to box it up, send it in, and all that. I like these updates, but I'm going to play devil's advocate. I feel like the companies might get a little laxed with these updates, and oh well, you know, if it's there and somebody finds something, we'll just fix it with an update. And that kind of makes us all beta testers a little bit, but you see that camera I'm on, they do the same thing. You see that camera over there, same type deal, you know. And it can just be that, you know, that's just a trend that we're going into in 2024. Everything's updatable, and if there's a glitch in it, they can just update it. Let me see what we got here. Let's see what we got here. Tone options. I don't know if that'll happen. Not with the triple. I just really don't think that'll probably not happen. But we'll wait and see. Let's see here. I'm excited to hear about, not to be on top of it, I live nowhere near a beach. So probably, yeah, and don't be using the relic mode till they get that adjusted out too. Because the other modes will definitely see things that it will not see at this current time. If Deus popped a new update with a height to go along, that would be really good, Blasted Cat. That would be real good. Yeah, they will, you know, and they've been very, you know, they're like, we want to work with you on this. I live close to a beach, as you guys know, and they're like, we want to, well, I'm like, I'm working with you guys with it, you know, and I'm glad you contacted me about it. And I know that company, they want to be top dog. You know what I mean? Yeah, I was basically told they want to excel in the metal detecting industry. You know, they have come a long ways. You guys remember, you know, their machines, and then they hit the legend, and we've seen them transform the legend through updates. And I can respect that. I'm still a little PO'd that it come, you know, like this, and, you know, but I don't feel like it should have got out the door, but they are going to remedy it, and I'm going to help them do that. And we can thank Treasure Finder 66 for this update. Really, we can, because he found it. And you know what? If he had not have, hey, let's think about this for a moment while I got you guys here. When these new detectors come out, he found that by starting to dig iron tones. So maybe that should be a lesson to all of us to dig, you know, maybe 100 targets of every type of tone with each one of these machines that come out. You guys could actually help me. I was talking with Corey, and you guys could help me a lot, because you guys know I'm diving, I'm working, I got a household, I got a family. And you guys, you know, doing things like this can help me, and as a community, we can bring it together to the manufacturer through, you know, through the power of this channel, you know, that we've built over the years. And you guys go out and dig 100 targets, see what they are. You know what I mean? Dig 50. Even if you dig 40, 30. I mean, we'll get some kind of data. Dig 30 iron targets, see what they are. You know, and that's how Treasure Finder 66 found it. He started popping the iron targets, and bam, there you go. There's the problem. So that's how it's done. And as a community, you guys can definitely help me. You guys see something, report it back. Take out your cell phone, record it. This is very important. Record it. Email me, calabashdiggeradventures@gmail.com. Email me, and it doesn't matter what. I'm not the ambassador for any brand, but if you know, we've got Nokta users here, MindLab users here, XP users, and probably some Garrett users. We can sure put it out there and try to get something done about it. Let's see, looking forward to it. Hey, I appreciate it. Yeah, they are, man. This stuff, got to be careful with the late updates. Guys watch a stream like this and won't buy it because another machine is already better. That's a big thing, and I've talked about that before. Give me 1 second, guys, because she just come back. Give me 1 second. Well, somebody officially hacked our credit card, so they just canceled it. What a day. At least it was just a purchase from Publix grocery store and not a purchase for a Ferrari. Well, I wish I had that kind of money. A moped. You know? Hey, what's up, Metal Detecting, Northwest Wisconsin? Relic. Yeah, that Relic mode, wait on it, Trevor. Wait on it. I advise you to wait on it, let them get it straightened out. Hey, I appreciate it, Stink, but I love my Manny more. Yeah, Manny's a real refined detector, and like I said, Nokta is on the way. You know, the Legend is a great detector for the money, but I'm going to be very honest, the Manticore is a very refined metal detector as far as just a super deep stuff, the way it acts on the saltwater beach. It's a very refined detector, and that's not saying that the Legend is not a refined detector. It's just there's a difference. And the Deus 2 is a very refined detector in aspects, and these companies are all getting closer. And what's going to be the tell for me is we see that Nokta has put these price ranges in and brought this performance. When they're high-end machine, then we're going to be looking at Nokta, XP, Manticore, whatever they choose, Nokta chooses to call their machine, and the Deus 2, and we're going to be putting them head-to-head, and that'll be very interesting because I'm sure Nokta has learned something, you know, with this multi-frequency machine between the Legend and the Scores, and it'll be pretty wild to see what they implement, you know, in a new detector. Built-in good idea. I don't want no GPS tracker in my metal detector. I'm just not going to tell you no story. Don't want no GPS tracker in my metal detector. I got an app on my phone. You know, I don't want it slipping out where I found the gold coin. Hey, I appreciate it, WV Rick. But it's been about an hour. If you did a video about those crates, I can't help digging it because you just never know. But it's always a nail. Well, that goes with the 7, 8s, and 9s. I'm kind of stuck on, you know, digging them too because I know that could be a mass target. Show their faces to compare. We'll see. Yeah. Hey, I appreciate it, Beach Club. Hey, I appreciate it, Gig. It was Flag Man. Yeah, it sure was. What's going on there, Blackwater Master? Hey, I appreciate it all, guys, and everybody that supported and everybody that's come to hang out. You're not the same. I look forward to digging again with you. Hey, you guys have a great night. I'm going to shut her down. That's the latest and greatest news that I have. It's kind of got me thrown off rhythm a little bit because I'm used to going live on Friday. I'm a day early, so I don't know what to do with myself. We may go live tomorrow night. I don't know. But if anything new comes up, I may pop live tomorrow night and just share that with you guys for a few minutes, not a whole hour. But we'll see you guys later. You guys have a great night, and I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. And I will keep you updated if it's in shorts or live streams. I'll keep you updated of the progress of the beach program on the Triple Score. Stay tuned. All right, you guys have a good one.